Hello, my name is Nicole Hartley Bradford, and I am recording this video because I can't not do it. I just came out of an introduction to Rage Club with Melissa Denuzzo and Jaqueline Ives. They had invited me to join because I'm an experienced Rage Club space holder, and in the tradition of Rage Club, when I, as a space holder, hold space for a Rage Club, I invite someone who's also an experienced Rage Club space holder to the space to bring their matrix, their lived experience as an experimenter who's been using conscious anger, who's been learning to use anger consciously for some time, to give feedback and coaching to me as a space holder. So I was invited by Melissa and Jaqueline to hold space, for them to hold space, to give them feedback and coaching. And they asked me to do it in real time. And how this happened was it by magical coincidence. This theme was super alive for me of flowing power. And so I started doing it. And I brought this into the space, and then Melissa picked it up and she started flowing power to each woman in the space to share what brought them here, and then flow power to the next woman by inviting them to share. And so it began. And what unfolded in the process of the sharing is that the necessity that was came from each of the women in the space was honed in on. And then this clarity about how important it is to be centered, to have your energetic center on our physical centers, so that it becomes possible to authentically feel what's really happening, what feelings are really happening, not what feelings I think are happening, and not speaking from thoughts. And so we did this. Melissa proposed we use our anger to notice where is our energetic center, and it was so slowed down. I've done this experiment for 5.5 years, noticing where my energetic center is. But this time it was so slowed down that I discovered that my energetic center kind of, in a way, lives right here in front of my physical body, just out an inch or two, over my heart, over my voice box. And it's so normal to me that my energetic center is there. But when I am living and moving from this space, I am protecting myself. I am numbing myself. I am stopping myself from speaking. And so we slowly moved our energetic centers onto our physical centers and noticed how we were doing it and what were the consequences as we did it. I love this because this was part of the space I delivered twice 2 weeks ago. This become radically ready for co-creation. And isn't everything co-creation? So doing this experiment in this Rage Club gave me even more gold, like this, like, slow down, find out where it really is, move it slowly, not right away. Like, I can take time, I can make time to do this precious action that then makes possible for me to speak from adult ego state, using my feelings. And then this next thing that emerged, this next thing that Melissa brought into the space was this 4-step feelings form. It had been discovered, and I actually discovered in the experiment that came before the moving the center and the using the feelings form, which was pushing our hands against the wall, using our anger while staying centered to say, I feel angry because. And what happened when I was doing this push wall experiment was I heard myself saying, I feel angry because, and it was things that had happened in the past. And I felt angry because I wanted things to happen in the future. And I noticed that my center started going into the past and the future. And I noticed that I wanted to be here now. Therefore, I pulled my center into the here now and I started over. I feel, and what came was, I feel angry because my physical body wants exercise. So I want right here, right now, to use this push wall experiment to give my physical body exercise. And I did it. And I came back to the screen, to the team, even more centered, even more angry to have my center, to split my attention, to notice my center, was it on my center? And that's when Melissa started bringing in this four-step form. I feel what feeling? Anger, sadness, fear, joy. This is not I feel like, or I feel that, or I feel disrespected. It's very specific: anger, sadness, fear, joy, because. What is the cause of the feeling, not the reason for it? So I want what? And then when I discover what I want, then the fourth step is opened up to, therefore I will make a succinct action. So this is how it becomes possible for my feeling in the small here and now to become an action, or my emotion, my feeling from the past about the past that's still with me, that's old, that comes up over and over. I want something about that. And I can make more clear that I want a space where I can resolve, complete, discover more about, clear this old feeling, this old emotion that has been ruling my life. Therefore, I will ask for a space to do that. And I will ask this person this way. And if they say yes, great. If they say no, I'm back. I feel mad because that person wasn't available. So I want to ask someone else. Therefore, I will ask this person. And the experiment that I brought, I'm bringing 3 experiments out of this space. One is to record this video and share it. And where that came from was I feel so glad about what I discovered in this Rage Club, because it's so empowering, and it could be empowering for so many people. I feel sad because so many people don't have these distinctions, these tools, these maps, these processes, these possibilities. So I want more people to know. Therefore, I will make a video. And here we are. I also chose that, I feel glad about this map because it's so empowering, these 4 steps. So I want to write them on a poster on my wall. I want to be reminded of them. This is there. So I will write them on a poster on my wall. I will also write them in my beat book, and I wrote them at the very back. And I will also become part of this next Rage Club, because one of the other people in the Rage Club said, I feel glad about this Rage Club because it gave me so much empowerment. So I want another Rage Club to exist. Therefore, I will ask for one. And she asked for it right there. And Melissa said yes. And she said, and there was this theme of sisters in the space there. Melissa has 2 sisters. A woman called Maggie, who was in the space, also has a sister. And this had been coming up. And Melissa created the possibility of a Rage Club for sisters. And I don't have a biological sister. So I said, what's the definition for sister? And Melissa said, you get to decide. And I said, I feel scared because it might be a very full Rage Club with many sisters. So I want you to know you might not make a lot of money from me. Therefore, I will, and she said, no problem for her. And so I will also share when this Rage Club comes into existence. And I will invite, gosh, I don't think there's a woman alive who I can say is not my sister. Because here we are on planet Earth, and things are going how they're going. I feel a lot of anger and fear and sadness about how things are going. So I want more people on the team of Team Gaia, team create something radically different from patriarchal, colonial, corporate culture that is killing off life on planet Earth, including killing off aliveness in each individual person, as we give our centers to be okay, to survive, even though we're adults now and something else is possible. This being centered, knowing what I feel, knowing, discovering the cause of the feeling, being able to say, so I want, therefore I will, and take action to create a completely new and alive culture where there aren't wars happening, children, people being killed, people righteously taking part in war, like I discovered I was doing when my center is here and I am in this protected, righteous attitude, that then I don't have access to the possibility of making the proposals that I really want to make, which so often is something like, what are you creating? What do you want to exist? What are you committed to creating? What are your projects that you're committed to creating something that creates something different from business as usual, from muggle world, from this being children on planet Earth, all wishing we had more power and more people agreeing with us. What is it that you're passionate about? How can I be on your team about it? So these are, yeah, this is to tell you that there are legendary spaces that exist that I want to invite you to, so that you can have these experiences of coming even more authentically alive as a five-bodied, multidimensional human being who can grow up into ever more authentic levels of adulthood, and be consequential in ways that you might not have been able to be yet. I feel glad because this seems complete. So I want to get this video down onto my computer and share it. Therefore, I will say goodbye. Goodbye for now.